Some people are still using LaTeX, and as much as that breaks my heart, I can't just cry about it. I have to actively take a role in changing that. So that's what this video is. It should convince you to use Typst. And if you somehow don't know what Typst is yet, it's just a modern replacement, but I would consider it more of a superset to LaTeX because it has so much more functionality. But first, to address the elephant in the room, am I sponsored by Post Grape Nut Cereal? Sadly, not yet. I'm just giving them free product placement because I enjoy them as a company. The Typst web experience mostly comes through the editor overleaf. I know for the people concerned about Vim and stuff, we'll get to that later, but basically, Typst has its own equivalent, which is controlled by the Typst company itself. I don't even know if they're a company, they're very open sourced. But typst.app is where you reach it, and it's got like an interface just like overleaf. So if I open something up that won't get me canceled, I've got a project here that has like a ton of computation in it, and you can see it'll live re-render it, like basically instantly, quicker than Overleaf can re-render. It's also got full Vim support if you care about that, so I can select things, and it's like full Vim support. I can run my namesake command, norm, and insert stuff. Do anything you want with the Vim emulation, it's great. You can also share links with people. This is great for collaborating. I use this in class with people to do labs. If you want to like make your thing look more professional, it's very easy because you can get multiple cursors in it, Vim mode and everything, instant compilation. It's excellent. And then you can just download a PDF. All right, and then the package experience. Typst Universe has just a ton of packages on it, and basically everything you could ever need. Like I know a lot of people saying, oh, well, I have like XYZ LaTeX package that I need to write textbooks and stuff. I don't write advanced physics or biology or whatever textbooks, so I can't really relate to that, but I'm sure like that's a valid argument. But to me, it seems like based on the Discord, there's like someone in every field at least working on some kind of template or package to draw anything. And this package, I don't really know how to pronounce it, but it basically lets you build up things that will let you draw pretty much anything you can imagine. And people have made like circuit diagrams, and I don't know, there's just everything. I find it hard to believe there's a package on LaTeX that couldn't be emulated in Typst, because LaTeX is like weird macros and Typst is Turing complete pretty much. I think it might actually be. So yeah. And then the other big thing is a lot of people just considering it as a replacement, but Typst is so much more than that. I think of it as a language that compiles to PNG or PDF or JPEG or any of those formats you want. And the reason for that is it has like full language features like for loops and if statements and all of that. And being able to compile to an image is actually so much more useful than you probably think. Because I use it in board game design to create and lay out different assets. You could use it for any number of things, to like auto-generate flyers or cards, business cards, whatever. People use it to auto-generate their resume. And another great thing about it, let's jump over to the command line, is you can actually like pipe std in and out of it, and it has just so many flags and stuff. It's got a bunch of subcommands that you'd have to go into the man pages for, but you can write very advanced scripts with it to do any of this stuff. You can also like control things all the way down to like pixels per inch, and you can pass in parameters to be rendered. It's just like, you'd have to read the whole manual, but it's huge. And then, the install process is like worlds better than LaTeX, where you have to install LaTeX make or MacTeX or some huge binary. It's just like a very quick, you can even install it with Cargo, but whatever package manager you're using, it's just like tiny binary. I've already got it installed here, but you get the idea. It's like just an instant install pretty much compared to the size of LaTeX. And the command line experience, I'll just walk through that really quick too. So let's just make a testing directory, and then create a main.type. And then that was inefficient. I should have just done one command to do that, but whatever, you get the idea. So let's just make some math. An integral from 1 to 10 of x dx. And you have to do a space here. And actually, I think it's integral, yeah. And then let's do actually 1 to infinity, just for the sake of more symbols. And to get multi-line math actually too, I'll do that. So to compile this, all you have to do is typst compile and then the name of the file, and then it'll compile it. If I list out, you can see there's a PDF there. If you want to recompile it every time the file changes, for instance, if you're using Zathra or something to preview it, there's typst watch, which is a lot less of a headache, and then it'll just recompile every time something is changed. But the reason I didn't open that is actually there's a better way, in my opinion, and that is through the Typst preview plugin for Neoim. It's through the LSP client called Typst, which is maintained by a guy who's like he responds to every comment and troubleshoots everything with you. Just an awesome dude. I've worked a little with him on maintaining some of the docs, and like the community on Typst is so excellent. So anyway, yeah, you can compile Typst to HTML, and actually I think it's like a renders fragments of SVG or something. The guy who wrote it is like a computer science genius he wrote some paper about incremental computation or something, or incremental compiling of PDF shards or something. It's some brilliant thing that makes Typst like legendarily fast. So what you can do is, I have leader P to open it up, and it opens up a web preview. And that's a little weird, but it's like exactly the same as the PDF this would export. And then when you type stuff, it just like instantly updates in the browser. You can see like even if I have something like center command, oh, I think I need parentheses. Oh, align center, my bad. Let's make that a title. You can see beautiful, all working great. And then a couple other things just to showcase like the language's features, like the programming language features. You have functions, so I can do like let a equals, and then I have to do an arrow, I think. Yeah, and so you could pass in parameters and say like to render content hello, and then B, and then we'll call the parameter B, and then I could call A, you know, with, let's do a for loop actually, for I in range. It's kind of like Python, and then I'll just call A with I. And let's see, yeah. So you could do, and there's like any arbitrary styles, anything else. That's just an example of a for loop, and you know, you have if statements, and there's first class functions, there's a language formatter for it and everything. The experience is just like head and shoulders above LaTeX in terms of installing and compiling and all of that. And you have full control over like the page size, like immediately everything is native, so like set page, and then width, like 1 EM, height 1 EM, hello. And then you can see like tiny little page. So that's great for exporting images and stuff. If I wanted to do that, there's, I think it's just like typst compile. Let's actually do typst compile help, maybe? No, it would be typst help compile. There's a way to control the format. I imagine it might just be dash dash or dash F. So typst compile dash F PNG, and then maybe F equals PNG actually, and then let's do main.type, and then boom, compile to a PNG. If we open that up, you can see, yeah, perfect, same as the web preview. And then I also have like an extra function in my config called export, and this allows me to just render types documents like that. So that's all well and good. Just how much smoother it is than LaTeX, all of that it's just brilliant. And the workflow stuff cannot be understated either. Some guy in my comments said like he's a photographer and he like prints out cards to sell at a local market or something, and he was thinking about using it. You can control the, as I mentioned, like the resolutions or the CLI, like everything down to the smallest detail is controlled. And if it's not, because Typst is like a young language, the maintainer of this is like actively responding to anyone who asks in the Discord, and we'll update it. And there's like just tons of work done and everything. The community is growing. It's like huge. It's so much more easy to get into than LaTeX, and the programming implications of being able to compile to images and PDFs are just huge. And one more thing I wanted to show, like creating from templates. So if we search something up in Typst universe, say for instance like a resume, let's grab bone resume, that sounds cool. So you can do Typst init, and then, oh, that was attached. So that should have created bone resume, okay. Let's actually vim in there to see what's going on. Vim, I'm just gonna vim right here. Bone resume. Let's preview that bad boy. Oh wow, there's even some English. So yeah, that's how you create a template. You just kind of import, you can see import at preview. These are all stored in a Git repository, and that's how you submit your own templates. But yeah, basically you can grab any of those things, super hassle-free. There's like great documentation for all of it. It's great for making resumes, papers, anything like that. It's good for math and also non-math. I don't write anything in Google Docs or Microsoft Word or LibreOffice anymore. So yeah, hopefully that got you to try Typst. If you're still sticking with LaTeX because it's working for you and established, I mean, I can't really blame you, but yeah, hopefully you feel bad about it now for the rest of your time on this earth.